The entire Juicy Fruits soap collection is available today, April 6th at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, royaltysoaps.com. In today's video, I make a dangerous soap making mistake. I've never done this before. It did kind of rattle me and a whole bunch of bad things all started happening at one time, but don't worry, I made sure to keep up my soapfluencer. I heard somebody say influencer is called soapfluencer if you make soap. I stayed on my soapfluencer game and filmed my entire disaster, so y'all enjoy. Okay, listen, if you can hear little kids screaming and having a blast in the background, it's Lily and Will. Let's go ahead and blend up our lye water solution. Okay, that is nowhere near blended enough, but it's blended enough for my purposes. My purposes being measuring out soap batter. It's blended enough for that. All right, we're gonna blend in the fragrance in just a second, but I gotta wipe down these edges. Okie dokie. Here's what I think we're gonna do. We're gonna start with adding our yellow color into this container. And with our yellow, we're gonna add a little bit of titanium dioxide. Now we're gonna add a little bit more titanium dioxide to this one. A little bit of pink. We do want it to be pretty poppin', but a little bit of titanium dioxide will dilute it just a touch. Then for this pink, I don't want it diluted at all. And then our base color is a mix of Voodoo and I think it's called True Red. It's by Mad Micah's. It's gonna end up being kind of a pinky red. We may end up adjusting this further down the line, but for now, let's just see what we think and blend up our colors. Okay, this pink needs more titanium dioxide, so I'm gonna whip that up real quick. Okay, now I've got to add my fragrance oil to all these colors. I'm feeling rushed. I feel like I haven't done a drop swirl in a slab in a really long time. But I think this is like the absolutely perfect soap to do it with. The fragrance oil is behaving, which is so nice after so many misbehaving fragrance oils recently. All right, let's go ahead and pour in quite a bit of this actually. Let's see, does that look about right? Yeah, I'd say just about that much. All right, we can get started on those drops. Really not bothered about the sloppiness of this. It is inspired by a drink, so having things blend into each other, melt into each other, no big deal. The pink is a little bit heavier, a little bit thicker, no surprise there. I'll go ahead and make 2 passes with each of the accent colors before adding in more of my base color. And then I know a hanger swirl would look really good in this soap, but I think I'm just gonna leave it as is. This is looking so good. I'm gonna make one more pass across the top with 2 of these colors. We'll have little baby bubbles pouring from really high to make sure that I do actually get another pass. Then I'm just gonna add some on top, make sure every loaf gets some. It's not gonna be perfect, but as long as every bar gets some, I'm happy. And honestly, it really doesn't even matter because there's going to be so many embeds on here, you won't be able to see it. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess there's a first for everything. Okay, taking you guys off your perch for a second. This is why you wear PPE. See all this? This is why you wear PPE. That has never happened to me before in my whole life. But it happened today, and boy am I glad that I have protective gear on. Okay, in like 11 plus years of making soap, that has literally never happened before. And this is why I tell newbies to wear their PPE. I see so many videos of people making soap without proper safety equipment. And I'm like, listen, you're a slip and a fall away and everyone can do it. Like pros, newbies, it doesn't matter. Accidents happen to everyone. So now you know, sure am lucky that I didn't get burned. Just gonna whip a little bit of this around. Luckily, this fragrance oil is moving at a very slow pace, or I would have lost this batch. Here are our embeds. They look like little ice cubes. And I'm gonna stick these in randomly all over the place, and we're gonna slice through them. It's gonna look great. You might have one that's cut, you may not. It'll just depend on how it falls. I'm gonna try to put some of the bigger ones in first, and I do hope that some of these get cut because that will make it look so good. Yes, wear your PPE, wear your PPE. I'd say the people that have the most trouble with that are typically people that are doing it in their home and make natural looking soap. I don't know why natural looking soap is like associated with I don't have to wear safety gear, but listen, you get one pair of eyeballs, okay? Like protect them with your life. In the soap shop, we wear goggles and we also wear a protective face shield over our goggles. We wear shoe coverings and we wear aprons and we wear sleeves and we wear gloves. We crank up the air conditioning because that's hot. There is a shiny side on all of these, and so I am making sure this shiny side is up. Woo, I'm a little bit rattled, I'm not gonna lie. You can work with lye safely, okay? There was no danger of me getting burned or anything like that, but I think having an accident in any way, shape, or form when you're dealing with caustics is always like a moment to reflect. I took a second just now off camera and had Caleb come in here and disinfect everything, wipe everything down, make sure that literally every single surface is wiped down and safe. And I just left the room, took a moment to collect myself. Also, literally at the same time, I am having like IBS. My stomach was going absolutely nuts, and it's honestly shocking that this soap is going to be made. And to say that I was like, oh, I'm so glad. Or like after all the trouble that all these other soaps have given me, I'm so glad here's finally an easy batch, and like the most dangerous thing just happened to me. Ain't that always just the way? Okay, I'm gonna start kind of tossing these in a little bit, just letting them fall where they do, how they do. I think it'll look more like ice cubes that way. And then just tapping them to make sure that they get in completely. Also gotta make sure that I get these corners because some of these little ones are really small and they probably won't get cut. So I need to make sure that these bars all have some ice cubes on them. Okay, last couple cubes here. Awesome! Just gonna take a teeny tiny sprinkling of hollow, really not that much. Okay, then we're gonna spritz the top with rubbing alcohol. Make all those little melt and pour bits all nice and shiny. Looks so good. And that's it, our raspberry lemonade soap is done. With only minor safety hazards caused to yours truly. All right, I'm gonna put the lid on it and we are gonna put it to bed for the next, I'll probably wait 24 hours for this one because I really want to make sure that all of these ice cubes are good and embedded in the soap. Then we'll come and we'll split it up and we'll take a peek at the inside after this quick commercial break. Well, if it isn't the most beautiful girl, could she be any cuter? Ugh, I just love it. The placement of the embeds is perfect. The soap is awesome. I have zero complaints. And because these melt and pour pieces are kind of small, I am gonna cut them with my multi-bar cutter. I am not recommending other people do this. for reasons like this. It is obviously better to cut it with a melt and pour soap cutter if you have one. I don't have one in the shop with me right now. Take off those end pieces. And this is what the inside of the bar looks like. Check that out. We are definitely serving up raspberry lemonade. Every single bar, of course, will look slightly different, but all of them will have little melt and pour soap, ice cubes, and just please, it's so good. And these are big old bars of soap. I mean, I have really big hands. My ring size is a size 8, okay, for women. So that ought to give you a reference so you can see how big that bar is. It is absolutely big enough for you to cut in half and use in 2 different places if you want. We're all about best bang for your buck over here, bestie. Loving the yellow, loving the pinks, not gonna change anything here. I'm super pleased with this batch. Question of the day, what's your favorite type of lemonade? Mine is blackberry mint. I love a blackberry mint lemonade, followed very, very closely by raspberry lemonade. The restaurant Chili's does lemonades in the summer, and they have a strawberry and a raspberry, I think. Both of them are really good. So if you go to that restaurant with your friends or something soon, give it a try because it's super tasty. You were so much trouble. You're literally the baddest soap, the naughtiest soap, knocking all over my table, but you're worth it. I mean, it does smell so incredible. The colors look perfect. I literally didn't change a thing about this batch besides not pouring it on my floor. Thanks guys so much for watching. Be sure you do something fun for yourself today. Maybe trying out a new lemonade or making sure all of your safety procedures are airtight. I don't really care what you do. Just do something for you. I'll see you in the next soap making video. Bye for now.